Hey, welcome back to Not Your Therapist. My name is Tony Gunn, and I am a licensed clinical social worker in Kansas, Wisconsin, Florida, Alabama, California. And if I'm missing any, I'm sorry, I'll fill you in. All right, Lorianne.
Florida. I'm Lori Ann Crespo. I'm a licensed clinical social worker working as a psychotherapist. I'm licensed in both Alabama and Florida.
I'm
Debbie.
Debbie. I am a licensed independent clinical social worker in Alabama and Illinois and a somatic practitioner.
Yes, I've been hearing good things about your sound waves, sound baths. I've been hearing you've been killing it on sound baths. How are things going over there?
Things are going good. Sound baths is new to me. The somatic work is usually what I'm doing, but sound baths is new.
So when
Doing
are we
good.
gonna get an invite?
What is
I
what?
want to. I want an official invite to come and experience the whole somatic and I want to feel the whole sound wave situation. Sound bath. So
Yes.
I don't know why I keep wanting to call it sound waves.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do one just for you two.
Okay. No, I want to do it with the aristocrat. I don't want you to pay
You want a
attention to me.
group?
The real life full experience.
I want to be immersed in the real experience of it all.
Okay. Okay. I'll let you
Well,
know.
I got to bring up something. So I was speaking to one of my clients, which kind of threw me off. And they came to me and was like, what's the deal with the break in the in the
Right.
spot and not what was it, Spotify and the whole not Soundbath. What is this?
Podcast.
Thank you.
Podcast.
All right, they was asking for what's the break for the podcast. And I didn't want to answer for everyone else. So I'll go ahead and answer for myself. There has been an employment change, voluntarily, of course. It was a good thing. I really started focusing on learning and I practice, so I've been going in more in that. And I also had another employment opportunity, and I found out I was pregnant.
Congratulations.
I've since had it. No, I had the opportunity to adopt a young little boy, and he's my son, my baby, and we had to find some normalcy. So it took a while for me to say, "Hey, girls, are y'all ready to do a podcast?" Because you would have heard screaming and a little cooing and everything in the background. So I had to find a time that worked to schedule. So that was my reason. I didn't want to answer for everyone else's because y'all had like voodoo reasons, like someone had put curses on you guys. Y'all can talk about your
So I hurt myself at the gym, of all places. And long story short, ended up having a fracture that had to be repaired surgically. So all in all, I was on crutches for in a boot for about 2 months, and I'm doing a lot better, but I am still in physical therapy. So that just took a lot out of me.
Okay, so also an unscheduled break for you. So I asked you for you too. What
Unscheduled
about
break.
what about you, Dubs?
Literally. Yes, I too broke something. And it was very unexpected and random to me. But yeah, I was at a surprise bachelorette party. And as soon as I got out of my car at like this other location we were at, I just slipped off the curb and thought I sprained it. I was like, I'll be fine. Put my leg up, took some medicine, iced it. And then I went home to figure out what was going on. Then something told me to go get an x-ray, got the x-ray, and they were like, "No, you broke it." I was like, "No, it's just sprained." They were like, "No, you
You're like,
sprained
no,
it
no.
so bad it broke."
Okay, so I'm gonna
Guys,
call. Can I jump in on this a little bit for you, Dubs?
yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. Okay, so Deb, you're kind of skipping a part of the story that I kind of screamed at when you showed me what you continued on with that day. You soldiered on, went to the club,
Yeah.
crawled up the stairs, and
Yeah.
I'm like, Deb, Debbie, my little Debbie. Did you not? What was going I could not believe it. And then my friend Lorianne, who's over here, was like, I'm not gonna, I'm really not being overly cautious. I was like, I swear, I have the most polar opposite friends. Like, one is gonna ice it, gonna soothe it, one's out here trying to club and still I was like, "Oh, I don't even know what to do with these people."
The
Like,
show had to go on,
and
broken
get
leg or not.
it just kills me because I usually use my inspiration even down to some of our practice. Like, the things that we talk about and the things how you see things. I'm like, "You know what? Debbie wouldn't do this." And I'm like, "When the hell did I start wearing a 'What would Debbie do' shirt?"
Can you make that t-shirt?
But I know, right? Because I'm looking at I'm like, Deb seems unbothered, unstressed. I'm here trying to do treatment plans, and I'm trying to sit here and try to think for my Deb's like, "Mm-mm, mm-mm, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing they better come ready. The things better come easy. I'm not pushing for this." And I'm like, and I look at her, she looks unbothered. That is, I'm like, I want to be like her. I want to be like her when I grow up. I don't know what sound bath she's doing. I don't know what shroom she's if that is even the case. Whatever she's doing, I need to be on it. What hydraulic acid she's using to stay young, but she's not allowing herself to be stressed with work. So I'm like, oh. All right.
Thank
So
you, thank you.
we are going to, so the subject today is bad bosses. And we're not going to say the reason why this may have been inspired, but we're going to talk about.
Mhm.
But I would like to say, just in case anyone of mine, anyone job listens to this, it wasn't inspired by me. I left on good terms because I don't want to think like, I was like, oh,
Right.
Tony left because I was so. I left because those
Mhm.
opportunity presented. So, and it's not saying anyone on this in there did this, but I just don't want them to think I did it because I kind of love, like I left. I'll leave where like that. I'm not gonna go too far in the story. All right, so who has a good one? A good juicy one.
I don't know. Honestly, I had a hard time finding something that I felt like was super juicy and or super related to anything, that I had my own work experience. So I just kind of, looked through and found one that I thought was like, "Okay,
Mm,
I don't know if I agree with the vote, what the conclusion was that everybody came to." But without wasting any more time, um, it goes, "Am I the asshole for getting my bad boss fired? I have been working at a company for the past couple of years, and over the past year, my boss has become a bully and power tripping asshole. She threatens to fire people on a whim and blows up over the smallest things. She also bothers me on a personal level, giving a promotion to someone far less deserving than me because he had been there longer, despite the fact that he is an ineffective worker. I strongly believe that for the sake of production and healthy work environment that she had to be disposed of." So this is where I low key start to sound like a freak. Over the past 6 months, I began documenting every incident of notable anger and bullying I saw, equipped with witness signatures and phone numbers when I could get them. I resolved that if my plan to get rid of her failed, I would willingly quit the company. I will admit that sometimes I did set her up to be angry, like when I purposefully spilled coffee everywhere around the machine when I knew she was having a bad day, and then filmed her quietly, taped her outrage at the office, demanding to know who did that. She even made some low key racist comments to a Polish intern, which I also managed to get video evidence of. I recently took my entire case of documented incidents to HR, and just a few days ago, she was fired for creating an unproductive and unsafe work environment. She was replaced by my longtime friend who should have been the boss to begin with. I immediately received a minor promotion from him, which wasn't part of the plan, short term at least, but I'm grateful. I don't feel bad for getting her fired, but I do hope that I didn't totally ruin her life, which is why I'm posting here. Am I the asshole? I have been in the position of having bad bosses, obviously. I think everybody has.
we've all worked
I
together.
have
We all,
I have yes, and I have, that that might expose a little too much information.
I
But
never. We
anyway,
got that. We got that.
um, I certainly have wanted bosses to be gone. Uh, I have thought that some people deserve to be fired, but I never really thought about even going as far as, like, videoing and getting signatures and doing all that. So I feel like this person went the extra step. It took some extra initiative, A for effort, I guess. But I do also feel like there are proper channels to go through, and maybe that should have been tried before resorting to this level of attack.
Oh, I'm gonna disagree.
Shocking.
Well, I'm petty. And we've been in the work for long enough to know that, and I say this in hopes of not getting in trouble saying this, but HR does not really look out for the employee, they look out for the employer.
They do.
So when you have this, I am very big on documenting things like in my day. If I feel like I even tell my clients, I'm like, if you're going through like influence, if you're in depression or anxiety is influenced by occupational, I'm like, hey, how about you start documenting some things? How about you have a CYA book, like cover your agency, aka cover your ass. So I don't
I
now
believe in
I
that.
wouldn't I wouldn't go as far as to set up situations unless I truly hated this person. But I think this person was basically just trying to highlight the behavior and they needed to catch it. But on it is wrong for them to my moral compass says that is wrong to like set someone up to react in a way because
Mhm.
that's what you're doing, you're setting them up.
Yeah.
If they're asking if they're an asshole, yeah, you are. I gotta think that you are an asshole. I'm not saying that person doesn't deserve some kind of retaliation or some kind of some kind of reaction of that sort. But no, that's going above and beyond. And I'm a strong believer in karma. And
Yeah, too.
so like I do believe karma's out there and she's only a bitch if you are. So I try not to put anything out there because I've had some situations where I could have really, but I pulled back because I was like, I don't want this to come back on me.
Right. I agree.
Mhm.
Overall, I agree with you. Um, I think they went the extra mile in a way that they probably shouldn't have.
Yep.
I understand the desire to get rid of a boss. I can relate to that part of it, but I think they went the extra mile, and
Mhm.
they were a little extra.
What about you, Debs? What you think?
I agree. I think that they are the asshole. Not that their boss didn't deserve to be fired, but the coffee was excessive. Recording,
Yeah,
like, what? What?
yeah.
Yeah, just
I would have loved to
excessive.
get them
And
in
if
a
it was
room and be like,
already yeah, if there was already enough evidence, I feel like for a bad boss, then, like, why are you creating extra?
Mhm.
what?
They
Now that you
contributed
said
to a
that,
negative work environment.
I would love to get that person in a room, like, and like see, like, tell me what are your experiences been there to see what made
Yeah.
them, what was some of their influencing factors for them to get to that point. And I really
Mhm.
want to see, like, did you watch the movie Bad Boss and thought this is the way I'm going to get rid of my boss? Like, how
Yeah,
influential was that movie to you? Because I'm like,
yeah.
and it kind of makes you wonder if that was a real story because I know sometimes they do clickbaits on Reddit. 'Cause
Mm,
I read this one, and I was like, "Ooh," like, there's no problem with me saying, "Yeah, this person's an asshole," like, without a doubt, like, you set someone up, so what did Reddit say?
So
extreme
the
too. What
vote
like, what if it had backfired, you know? What if they doing the coffee and recording actually ended up getting fired? Like, that's risky.
What if somebody
yeah,
would've saw him do all this stuff? Like, what if someone would've been like, "Oh, well, I saw so and so do that on purpose," or, "This person
Yeah.
has been, so low key." That's low key harassment.
it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that.
so if you were trying to prove that that person was a bad boss, you actually met them on that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
don't
So, to answer the question, they came back saying everyone sucks.
oh.
Okay.
Did it do any updates or anything?
Let's see.
Did HR find out?
I know, right?
One said, "You are the asshole without a doubt, and I seriously hope you get found out and fired. You intentionally staged stuff to try to get her fired and ended up getting your long-term friend and yourself a promotion. Really?" And then the next one says, "Not the asshole, though I wouldn't say setting her up was the way to go about it. It does seem like she created a very toxic work environment for everyone."
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
Well,
mixed reviews, but
Mhm.
the final outcome was everyone sucks because the boss sucked for being a bad boss,
mm,
and then the person kinda sucked for setting up
Oof.
the bad boss when there's ways to
Yeah.
go about it. Like, how would you guys let's say that this was a patient coming in and explaining that they have a bad boss and they wanna proceed with this plan to set up the boss. How would you advise somebody on that?
okay. My favorite question, I don't tell people I don't tell people what to do, what I will inquire, like, "What do you hope to gain by this? Could you look at yourself the next day behind this?"
Mhm.
Is this with your moral compass? Is this aligned with what we're treating here? Because I have had clients who have been very big on retaliation. Hell, I'm very big on retaliation. I love me some Madea.
Personally,
I
yes.
believe in Madea. I believe in Madea's speech when she's like, "Get together because the good got me." like, I believe in that, but to put it in practice, I would really have to. I want to talk about like let's. Where is this coming from? Is it the first time this happened to you? Or is this triggering something that's happened before? And my biggest thing, could you look at yourself after all this being said and done and take whatever anything that may have come out of this? Like, what if they had cameras showing that you were doing this? Are you ready for that realization of that you may lose your job? So
Mhm.
I would really like I'm very big on like saying let me move you a little bit because I think you're just looking at this tree as a whole forest behind it. So let's talk about what all the possibilities. I can't tell you what you should do. I can tell you let's just like let's go deep and see where this is coming from.
Mhm. Love that.
What
Love that approach.
about you, Debbie? Well,
Debbie?
how would you do it?
Yeah, I definitely would have looked at the risk, like, that they're taking. And then also, again, really looking at if they're like I had said, if they were really a bad boss, then, like, wouldn't you trust that what they're doing would already show itself versus you having to orchestrate something?
Mhm. Love that.
Now, gotta almost join on a personal story. I'm not gonna say where I was working, but I've had a bad boss where I didn't think karma ever came to that person. Well, not professionally, maybe personally. I mean, I've heard some things personally, but like sometimes karma just seems like it works way too fucking slow. And I'm all about like, you know what? And this is just my personal life, and that's me being younger. But I've been there when it's been like, how's this person getting away with it? And I'm made to feel, or I'm left being like, I, anxiety filled leaving work, dread going to work, depressed that I'm still there. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I've not been to that point where I'm like, ugh, I hate my job. But I also understand, and I say this, and I hope you receive it in the spirit that it's intended. I being a black gay male in a female dominated field kind of isolates me a lot more than I probably later on probably even spoke about. Just so Deb, what you got for us today?
Right. Mine is not about a boss, but it's 2 coworkers, and the title is, "Am I the asshole for getting a girl at work fired for having an OnlyFans account?"
Oh, okay.
And to summarize, it's like a 30-year-old female, and she's talking about a coworker that she calls T, who is in her mid-20s, female, and she says that T would come in and, like, talk about her account and, like, how she makes money, basically, and she doesn't kind of just allow this one job that they're at to kinda dictate her life and her income.
Mhm.
And this, I guess, rubbed this other girl wrong, and she felt like she was making money in a clean way and, doing the living the family life and doing this stuff. Well, she goes ahead and, the first girl, she goes ahead and tells, like, other colleagues about this other girl's account and how she's kinda, like, shameless about it and whatever, and it gets around, and so then the boss ends up looking at the social media profile, and it actually lists, where she works,
Oh,
and she's got all of her pictures that would then get people to go click the link. So this goes on, and this woman, OP, I guess is what you call it, right? Yeah.
right.
She she notices, she says, like, about a week later after all this went down, she notices that T is no longer coming into work. And she goes to sit down at lunch, and somebody leaned over to her and was like, "Well, aren't you proud of yourself?" And she was like, "What?" And she was like, "You were the one talking about her account, and now she got fired. And so now she feels responsible. And she wants to know, is she the asshole?"
Got a question. Why are you summarizing? Why can't you read it? That's what I gotta ask. Is it
I thought
long?
you wanted me to summarize. You said this earlier. You said so I went into a cold read.
No, I needed to summarize because mine was like badly, and I should have summarized mine. Is it long?
No, you want me to read it?
Please, I cut it and put that ahead. I'll switch them up. I was like,
All right, are we ready?
we're ready.
All right, it says, I, 30-year-old female, work as a financial advisor at a rather large and well-known firm, along with my coworker, T, mid-20s female. One lunchtime, T was having a discussion with us about how she had started an OnlyFans and was already getting subscribers. She said they should forget about slaving away at a desk for a company and take their future into their own hands, etc. T then told me I should try it. I brushed this off and said it's just not something I'd like to do. She asked me why, and I shrugged and said, just because. It's like asking me if I'd like to become an actress or a doctor. Neither appealed to me. However, T didn't see it that way and said, what do you think? You're better than me? I said, no, of course not. I just wouldn't consider doing sex work as a career. T took great offense, saying that if I'm happy earning peanuts, working my life away for a boss just for dignity, then that's on me. And I mustn't judge her for wanting to make a better future for herself, that she's not ashamed of what she's doing. She also said, when your children ask you why they were poor their whole lives, you can tell them it's because you had too much dignity to provide for them more. And then the OP puts in parentheses, I have 2 children. I'm fully able to provide for them. This pissed me off. She got up and went back to her desk. At this point, one of my other colleagues in a much higher managerial position had overheard her and asked me what had happened, so I told her. After all, T's words were she wasn't ashamed of what she was doing. She seemed very open about it. My colleague said nothing, and we went back to work. I thought nothing more of it, though I was irritated by T's comments about my children and financial status. I put most of my earnings into my home, family, and investment. I drive a pretty standard-looking vehicle, and my dress sense is rather plain, I guess. About a week later, I noticed T was no longer coming into work. One of the girls she hung out with a lot at lunchtime was shooting me angry looks and speaking in hushed tones to their usual group. When I sat down, the girl turned to me and said, are you pleased with yourself? I asked why, and she said, we all know you told the boss about T's OnlyFans account to get her fired. I was taken aback, then remembered mentioning it to my colleagues that day. I went to her desk to ask what happened. She told me that she had decided to investigate T's social media, which listed our company as her workplace on her profile. Her IG was full of risque photos to show or to push her OnlyFans account. As her IG and Facebook profiles were easily connected, my colleague said he was openly moonlighting in a way that did not reflect well on the company and reported it. T was called into a meeting which ended in her being dismissed. I now feel responsible for T losing her job. Her friends have branded me an asshole, telling everyone I'm a jealous bitch, a slut shamer, etc. My colleague told me T had it coming and I must not feel bad. Reddit, am I the asshole?
I wonder what Reddit said immediately. I gotta know what Reddit said. What did they say? They said she was an asshole?
Let's see. I feel like most of the people below said not the asshole.
Okay.
Let me see.
It usually says by the name of what the general census was. Like, am I the
It doesn't say it on this one though.
oh. Well, I guess we're gonna
Well,
have to wing it. We're gonna talk about it. Because
well,
I work with sex
T
workers.
messed up. T messed up by making the social media all linked together and everything.
Yeah, what
She messed
I
up.
don't know if that makes T the asshole, but that was a big
Yeah.
goof.
yeah.
You don't mix your employer situation with your social media
Mhm.
situation, and you don't wanna link all
Yeah.
that together.
It makes me wonder, like, how proud were you of it if someone tells you no, all of a sudden you think, "Oh, they're slut shaming you." Like, someone just told you that's not for them. They didn't say anything was wrong for you doing it.
Mhm.
So,
And she's calling the company like, peanuts, like, "Oh, the people are happy
yeah.
working for the peanuts," but you're the one with them on your profile. Like,
I wanna Okay, so she's a financial advisor. I wonder how much they make a year. I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
think
nosy.
I was very bad about listing where I worked, I feel like most of the time. So, like, you're giving them
Same.
credit. So why
Same.
but they're
Mhm.
peanuts.
I wanna know, dude, what if an advisor's salary? I don't wanna know what she consider peanuts. 101,000 to 102,000 average salary. I don't think it's peanuts. I mean, I'm not saying it may not. I don't know where she lives. I don't know if that's a lot. I mean, maybe if she's in California, maybe that's not. I mean, that's not a lot there, but
Mhm.
in most of the country, I think the median salary is like 40,000.
Yeah.
So, I'm not exactly peanuts. Maybe she need to work on her spending. I'm just I would I'm just saying. Okay, well, so I was thinking now if the OP sent this, would not I would be like, "Well, let's see, can we remove some of that? Do you feel guilty? Let's try to remove some of that because you just basically they recalled the conversation that she was having and someone overheard. So therefore, all
And then
you
she
were
was having it
basically
at work
yeah.
too, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's not like she took something from outside and brought it in. It's like this was
Yeah,
actively there.
yeah, so that would be with if I was working with OP, but if I was working with the coworker, I'm like, your response was almost visceral. Like, is there some things that we need to process here before you go into sex work? I have a background working with sex workers, so therefore, I'm like, let's talk about where did you, what were some of the contributing factors in starting? What
Mhm,
are you able to do with the ramifications of doing this job? Because I tell people when we first start talking, if you're going to go public in a way of like online and all that, online lives forever. So when you
mhm,
decide that you want to go into another field, it's not that hard for someone because nowadays everybody Googles everybody. Like if you say your
Oh,
name,
yeah.
you come in, I'm gonna be like, oh, like just say, oh, we got a new girl named Debbie coming in. Okay, well, let me go look up Debs. And I go look up Devlin's, and
mhm,
if your name populates, it's going to show what you've done. And
mhm,
at that point, you're gonna be it's gonna be a conversation topic. So when you do these things, it does not live in some kind of vacuum. And when you decide you're gonna go back into, I want to go back into quote unquote normal society, there's almost still gonna
mhm,
pull from it.
Mhm.
And I mean, and maybe I don't know how the world views sex work because I kind of live in that field. So I'm thinking that it becomes a sense of normalcy, but I could be wrong. Is sex work starting to be viewed as normalcy or no?
I would say no.
Because I
I'd
know a
say
lot
there's still a
of
lot of
like,
stereotypes and
mm,
negative, connotations about it.
so even with the
mhm.
OnlyFans thing, like even videos, is that still considered a big thing?
Is it considered a what?
Big thing, like something a taboo thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it still
Oh,
is, yeah.
see,
Although
I
I
live
do
there,
feel
so
like
I don't know. It's
women
normal to me.
I feel like women are feeling more empowered and liberated to do so, but clearly this other woman found it not appealing, and the other woman was probably feeling more liberated in it, but she took it to an extreme
Mhm.
by mixing it with her work. Yeah, or her
I don't.
peanuts.
See, I didn't think like she felt like it wasn't appealing. I think she said it wasn't for her. She came from not even a not judgmental stage. She's like, "It's not for me. I don't wanna be a doctor. I don't wanna be." She even compared it to
But
quote
then she
unquote
also called it sex work, but, like, OnlyFans could just be pictures too, right?
it's still considered sex work though.
Is
If
it?
you're providing anything in a sexual manner, it could be this like if you just taking pictures of your feet, if you're just doing solo work,
Mm,
if you're just doing provocative pictures in general.
I
If
got you.
the main
Okay.
is considered sex work. So,
Okay.
but she didn't go into detail what kind of content was actually on the page. So,
Right.
I mean,
Mhm.
now she's on there like giving because I know some. I'm not gonna. Well, okay, so I'm not a stranger to OnlyFans.
True confession
Okay.
time.
So, I mean, so there are some, like, content where some people are, like, online like, their online gym, like, I guess they coach online coaches, and they do
Mhm.
have OnlyFans where they show pictures and do progress, and they do the workout or whatever, and it's legitly just where you subscribe and they answer questions, so I would have to understand what type but if she's doing things in a way to get, like, eye-catching, even thirst traps,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
it's gonna be considered and she didn't get
Mhm.
pushback. She didn't sound like she got pushback when she called her a sex worker. But she
True.
slated me. She never said you were a slutty or anything. That's something that you took upon yourself. That's how you received it. And I tell my clients all the time, you're not responsible for how someone receives something. You're only responsible for what you
Mhm.
said.
Sure.
So I
I
would
think
really love
T's not
to
the asshole, but T messed up by mixing, for lack of a better term, business and pleasure,
there you go.
mixing
Yeah.
the 2.
Or the
Yeah.
two
That was
jobs.
a
We
mistake.
said two jobs. Because
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I don't wanna come and think any sex work thing. What who says sex work is pleasurable? Because a lot of them do not feel like it's pleasure, they feel like it's work. So, like, if I was moonlighting at another job, I wouldn't and I'm talking about as complete difference to what I'm actually doing. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing in another job, like, "Oh, yeah, I had a really hard scene, and it was an orgy. Yeah, I had 5 cream pies and whatever, whatever." Like, yeah, but I'm your therapist today, so how are you doing? Like, I would not
Mhm. No, I'm not describing it as pleasure. I said for lack of a better term, I didn't know what else to put to it, but just the idea of
Mhm.
mixing the 2 different worlds together was not a
Yeah.
good idea from go.
Financial
And we all kinda
advisory,
know
though.
that. We all know we're not supposed to mix our employed life with what we're doing in our personal life or outside of our employment.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
really not we're supposed to be very, at least in our field, we know that. Maybe that's
Mm.
not, maybe I'm assuming things,
No, I
but
think
we know
everyone knows
that
that about I think everyone's and, like, if you have 2 different jobs, you're not supposed to and
people
some
in
jobs
all
have a
kinds of
moving
fields,
clause.
yeah, people in all
Yeah.
kinds of fields get in trouble for what's on their social media and what they've been
Mhm.
doing outside of work. And so mixing the 2 is just not a good idea.
And if I was like if she was my client, I would really had discussed that too. I'm like, We need to make sure that those are 2 different entities, because who's to say that you not someone who's subscribed to you may, like, get a little attached and try to look for you at that ways.
Yeah,
So and so this is why people who are in that
safety.
field typically don't use the same name. Like, you know, John Handy. We don't that's his
Mhm.
name on like OnlyFans, but his name may be Gregory Phillip. Whatever it may be. Like you don't
Mhm.
they typically want to make a chasm between the two entities. And
Mhm.
you merged them, you took that responsibility and you brought it to work to have that conversation and then got mad because someone said that that's not for them.
Mhm.
No, that's a lot of that's gonna let's do a lot of solo work. Let's figure out solo work. But anyway, let's do a lot of individual therapy.
Also,
Let's do a
T
lot of
with that
individual.
comment about, like, when your children are poor or something, like, what?
Oh, I'm
Right,
Extreme? Like,
I know,
"Oh, you have
right?
a few subscribers, and suddenly work is peanuts, and this other girl has poor children."
You micro
this was too much.
influencer, are you really coming at me because you have 100 followers? Don't get started with me. Don't get
Right.
started.
Work said, "You don't need us anymore. You have found your spotlight."
That's basically what she said when she was like, "These I'm working for peanuts and blah blah blah." Who's to say that her job was they're mad more so upset about what she did? They could have been upset about talking about because a lot, even though it's against the law to do that now, but a lot of employers still look unkindly if you talk about your income or your pay rate.
Mhm,
Like they
mhm,
still get mad
Yeah,
about that, and you're not. But it's and we have learned that it was a taboo back in the day, but nowadays we encourage that so we can see if there's a discrepancy. Like
mhm.
if I'm
Yeah.
getting paid 20,000 more than you just because I'm a man, Laurie and I just had a conversation. Let's go see what's going. So, but for her to say that at a higher ups here that you're complaining about your income and calling it peanuts and then you can make more. Baby, you wrote your own exit. Like that was your 2 week notice. You gave them your
yeah,
2
exactly.
That was it.
That's
That
exactly
was
it.
it.
The company that you work for is
um,
not a great idea. And then touching on
Mhm,
the gossip part of it, it doesn't sound from the description to, I didn't get the impression that the, what do you call it, OP? Is that
mhm,
what we're calling it, the writer?
yeah.
Um, that they went about like, let me go gossip and spread this news all over town. It
mhm,
just sounded like they maybe shared it off the cuff with somebody because they had that interaction where things got a little, maybe not heated, but maybe awkward.
Well,
Maybe
actually,
too.
I'm gonna call back. What was actually happened was they said they were having a conversation and was overheard by a supervisor, and the supervisor came back and asked her what they were talking
mhm,
about.
mhm.
'Right,
'Cause I'm pretty sure they probably heard what they said, but they wanted to make sure they
Clarify, they were
heard
like,
it.
right,
"Wait a minute."
And
Yeah.
I was like, because
right.
'cause sometimes if you're like walking by and you can hear pieces of it, you're like, okay, did I hear that in its context or
Well,
so
that's what I
give
was
me.
saying too, like, this they were talking about this at work. Like, this
Mhm.
wasn't even like a lunchtime off the property conversation. This was like,
Right.
you brought it to work.
And to me, I would be like, what did parts of you not? Did parts of you want to get caught?
Right.
Because I had that conversation even when people are like, "Are the 7 having affairs?" and you come back and they do something like blatantly, like, I was like, "Did parts of
Yeah.
you wanna get caught?" Like, it was no way that you saw this and thought that this person would never find out. Like, I have had situations where
Yeah.
we've had, like, I have no secret clauses and they wanna talk about stuff, and I'm like, I literally made you sign something that says I can't hold a secret. I have to have this either you move on or I gotta have this conversation with your client. I mean, with the other person.
Mhm.
So, like, at that, I'm like, and I'm like, let's think about that. Did you want me to do this? Did you want me to do the dirty work? So, and that's what it sounds like. Who had, and this is the thing in a corporate field,
Mhm.
girl, bye. You didn't want to work no more. You, you,
Right.
you,
Right,
You were getting your last shots in for the day. You're like, "Oh, second, let me do a couple more shots."
right. Woo!
That was interesting. That was from I
Woo-wee.
really do I really like that one. So,
That was
yeah.
juicy.
Well, it was nice seeing you girls. So, gotta ask. So, I'll talk about me for a second. Let me talk about me only so we can talk about you. So, baby's doing good. Baby has some sense of normalcy. He is now sleeping through the night. Thank you, jeez. Yes, he's now with his other dad. They're out and about doing something in the world. I'm a little upset because I really wanted to go to Pride today.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we thought the weather said it was gonna rain all day, so we decided to change plans. Looking outside, I'm like, "We could have so did this. We could
Yeah.
have so gone to Fairhope."
Yep.
But so, what about you? How are y'all on the mend? How are y'all
On the mend or on the men?
on the mend? On the mend, we
Good
can
one.
talk about it off air.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the mend, good. The physical therapist is saying that I am healing very nicely. So I'm pleased for my progress.
Are you still on crutches?
Me, no.
'Cause that really messed up my social life with you. I was like, "I'm not going anywhere."
Uh-huh.
How dare she
I
get
was
hurt?
I was unable to go most places because of the crutches.
I was like, "I'm not doing
And I
this,
was in a lot of
mommy."
pain. I was in a lot of pain
I
for the
know, that's
first
why I didn't say anything, but it was really inconveniencing for me.
because the break was one thing. The break that wasn't what bothered me the most. The 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 calf tear hurt, and then the bone hurt, and then when I had surgery, they had to dissect my knee to reach the head of the tibia in order to put the rod in, and so my knee is
Oh.
still healing. They tore up my knee,
Oh,
so
I
that's
know
the
one of
part that is
them.
still really trying to heal. It's still stiff and sore,
Mm.
but
I'm
it's
so
a
sorry.
lot better.
I'm so sorry
Mhm.
you went through that. Debbie, you're such a bitch. Why did you say talk about her like that? Like talking about she needed her to get better.
What?
What?
Yeah,
Did
Debbie's like,
Debbie, you
what?
talking about me?
I do? Can't even talk.
He's trying to put what he was saying,
I
he's trying
can't
to put it
even
on you.
laugh.
Oh
Y'all
my
have been
god.
y'all are my social life, and y'all decided to both break your legs. Like, what do you want me to spend time with my husband? I don't know him.
You sound like my ki you sound
I
like
don't know
my
this man
kid.
I married.
I told Tony the other day how they were like, "We don't go anywhere." And I was like, "I'm in a cast." I told him how all the fun stuff we'd done before, all my ripping and running out the window. We don't do
Gone.
anything.
Yep.
I keep them hostage.
Yes. I do
What
an
God
happened?
annual trip
forbid.
to Florida with my girls every year, and I couldn't do it this year because of my leg, or at least we haven't done it yet, but they have been on my ass about, "When are we going?
It's crazy.
When are we going on our
Yeah.
trip? When's our trip? When's the trip happening? Why aren't we going on?"
Yeah.
Girls.
So how are you mending them, other than your children saying that you've abandoned them and left them to the wolves of of Siberia?
Yeah, that like I'm just terrible. And then Naya the other day, I asked her to get me something because I have to ask them for things. And she looked at me, she was like, "You ask me for everything, like you're some kind of princess." Like, well, right now I am. So get me my cup.
Now, mind you,
That's so
again, I
funny.
keep Debbie kids are young, so they're very smart, and their vocabulary is ridiculous. Like you have to really look at them like, am I talking to a child or a mini adult? This is not like what?
I know. One of the worst traits, so they actually cleaned for me. They swept, they mopped, they vacuumed, and this was all out of the blue one day. And somebody asked me about it. They were like, "Oh, you cleaned?" And I was like, "I can't clean." And I was like, "My kids did it." They were like, "Your kids clean?" And I was like, "When they want to." I was like, "If I ask them, no."
Right.
They gotta like find it in themselves. I was like, "And when they do, that's great. But otherwise, don't ask them for anything." And I was
So
like,
like,
"It kinda sounds like me. I put out these 2 creatures into the world, I'm sorry."
well, it was good seeing you girls. I cannot wait till we're actually all up because we have not done a dinner for Devs on her birthday.
Right.
I did give Debbie, but Debbie told me my gift was, not her style. Which I
It
love
didn't fit my decor. It didn't fit my
it's not
decor.
her decor, which is fair. It was a gift that I wanted to give. I didn't think about like, oh, let me see Debbie's house. Let me see what I think about. So when she sounds like, yeah, you really didn't think about what was already present at her house. Y'all, it was a good sale, and I never let up a sale, baby. If I see a sale, I'm like, "Oh,
It
I'm
was
gonna buy this for
nice.
my friends. Imma get one. Imma get everyone else one, and we can all have
You
one."
get one, you get one.
So, I gotta do another attempt at a gift, and we gotta take you to dinner and celebrate you into your Are you in your 30s yet?
Yes, I'm 36.
Girl, I thought you was younger than that. I thought you was in your 29s. Girl, what
I'll
moisturizer
take
you
it.
using? We'll talk about that off air. I need to know the moisturizer.
Alright. I'll take it. I'm
Alright, and was
29.
guessing
I'm 29.
so are we is in it are you gonna be able to get out? I know me and Lauren are gonna make some point to go out there for, Pride. Are you going to Pride? Are you gonna do anything for Pride possibly? Are you gonna be able to get out?
Well, let me know what you're doing. I'll see if I can hobble over.
I know I'm definitely gonna do Pride Mobile. But I was
Yeah.
gonna definitely I wanted to see what Fairhope had to offer. I'm going for pure interest on that one.
Mhm.
So, but we'll talk off air about this.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Mhm.
Okay.
Alright, so but you later
Alright,
later.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.